All right, when putting up the climbing holds on our E.D.G.E, it is not butt steps, but it's actually climbing holds. So they have a similar system on attaching, some of which slide in easy and some of which have a little bit more of a problem getting all the way in. In order to hit it in, we do use a rubber mallet to make sure that we do not break or fracture the climbing hold. So when I climb up, I try and get a good angle. And what I'm doing is I'm tapping on the climbing hold here. Not too hard, no big hits, just tapping it down because otherwise I will fracture or break the climbing hold. I want to try and cover the entire silver square here and get it all the way down, because if I don't get it down now, when someone's climbing up, when they step on it, it will slightly move on them. It might startle the climber. These, up until this point, these holds are removable. As we go up, instead of staples, we have permanent climbing holds. Those climbing holds are attached by a star screw. So it's a little bit of a different point here than your average screwdriver. So we have this special one, in which case you can go up, place it into the screw, and you can actually tighten using this tool. So if you ever see a loose one or one spinning, if you are on belay, you can climb up and tighten that hold. It is very important on this activity to pay attention to which direction our rope is going through. So going through the pulley. So each rope should go from the outside in to where the climber is again hooked. The climber's end is the one with the tagline loop here. The middle one does not matter because the pulley goes this way. Doesn't matter either direction. So if I'm going to feed this through, and I want to make sure it's here, so I'm going to start with my climber end tied to the outside of my pulley using no more than 3 knots, or at least 3 knots. So again, it's on the outside of the pulley. I'm going to tie in to my belt loop 3 overhand knots to make sure that I don't lose a tag line, and then I'm going to pull through. Until I get this yellow rope all the way back down to me. Untie. Tie a double bowline on a knot here, or a double bowline on a bite. All right, it's important to remember that with this activity, we can do with a low body harness or a full body harness. So we attach either 2 points on the front or 2 points on the side. In order to do that, I need carabiners here. I go through these loops like so. Now, each of the climbers is tethered together. We do this using different length tethers. So, tethers, the longer of the 2 tethers, okay, clips in to the climber's belay loop. But for setup purposes, we're just gonna set it here. Again, it goes to the belay loop, not any of the side loops. We tether the longer tether in between our blue and yellow ropes here, like so. This climber, it will be in their belay loop as well. From here, we tether in, like so, and we would add our locking aluminum carabiners that we attach to the climber. All right, once we have this all the way set up, we should have 2 different length slings. We will also have a locking carabiner attached to each end of the sling. In addition to that, we will have 2 aluminum locking carabiners that attach to our climber in the front, at which case I will take the end of this yellow rope and feed it through my top point here, back through the other end, again through this end, tie a stopper knot on the end. All right, I try and pick these ropes up to have the least amount of impact on the ground as possible. File them over the rope here. Each belay pool needs a set of gloves for the first person in line, and that's King's X.